welcome to T&N TV and yet another podcast episode.
T&N TV.
That's it, welcome back.
Live and direct.
Today we're going to discuss another interesting topic, and it's the upcoming fight, a circus act, if you will, between Mike Tyson and the Jake Paul, the YouTuber, the vlogger, the blogger, the streamer, whatever you want to call him.
You've got the youngest ever heavyweight champion.
Yeah, Mike Tyson.
Going up against the YouTuber.
Yeah, and this is obviously happening, actually, believe it or not, I think it's on Netflix. So anyone that's got a Netflix subscription, it's going to be free for them. They can watch it and catch the whole bill on Netflix. Yeah. And I do believe there's other fights which are like legitimate fights on the undercard, such as Katie Taylor, Amanda Serrano too is on the undercard.
That should be a good one.
Which is a rematch, obviously. Them getting back into it. Jake Paul and Mike Tyson, man. I mean, Mike's like almost 60. He's like 59. He's clearly, obviously,
Iron Mike.
He's been out of the ring for how long? It's been multiple decades now.
The baddest man on the planet.
Exactly, yeah. We love his podcast, by the way. He's got a great podcast. Yeah. Mike is a fantastic character. He talks so well. But this fight, man, is literally... How much do you think he's getting paid by the authorities, by Jake Paul? How much Jake Paul is giving Mike Tyson for Tyson to grace him in the ring? Seriously, because it's got to be all about the money, right? Like, why would Mike Tyson disgrace himself against someone like Jake Paul?
Yeah. It might not all be about the money. I think he had a little itch to get into the ring and to knock someone out, man. I think that's Tyson on it, innit? He's like,
you think he's just a killer and he can't turn it off? He can't turn the switch off?
Yeah, he obviously, he's back in training. He's looking good. He's feeling good. He's probably walking around feeling like the man right about now, like he did in his prime. Untouchable, unstoppable.
Yeah, you've got a good point there. He's
Iron Mike.
He put up some poster. You might be right, because he put up a post saying that the old Mike is back. I tried to suppress him, but he keeps on coming back. So he's got like his evil alter ego in it.
Incredible Hulk, mate.
Yeah, it looks like.
What I mean?
He's back. He's back in the ring.
Yeah, big fight, and it's good. Like, I mean, I haven't got no issue with the fight personally. Like, I'm just happy.
It's just the age, isn't it? It's just the fact that he's 50, 59 and approaching 60. The age is the only thing.
You know, like, I know what you mean, and people are mentioning that. I think that if you look at Mike Tyson's background, he's been boxing and fighting for a long time, since the age of 8 or 9 or something. You know, he had a lot of street fights, and he's always been in that fighting type of lifestyle, innit? And he's like a pro fighter. He's done well in his career, and that will always be like a part of them. That will never leave him. You know, the warrior spirit, the flame.
That's basically in his makeup and his DNA.
Yeah. Like if Tyson was really badly out of shape and he wanted to get in shape, not even for a fight, he just generally wanted to get back into shape, he could do it. He's been doing that training for a long time, and it's been a part of his life.
Yeah, he knows how to do it. And the other thing is, like, what advantage does Jake Paul really have against Tyson other than just the fact that he's younger? His youth is the only thing.
I'm not too worried about Tyson's age, because he's a pro, he's an ex-champion. He's not like any Joe off the street who's like fighting Jake Paul. Like, he used to be a pro fighter himself. If he was fighting like a pro fighter, someone active like a current heavyweight, then he'll be more of a worry, innit? You know.
He'll be
but he's fighting a guy who's to my knowledge, he's not a professional fighter. He's not had any combat experience. You know, he might have done karate as a youngster, but I don't know.
I think he's had a few amateur fights under this whole Misfits.
Right, okay, but prior to Misfits and all that,
no, I don't.
He's not got no combat experience. He's not, he's just like a YouTuber, isn't it?
He's literally a YouTuber.
Do you know what I mean?
With a shady / questionable past.
If it's like that, I might as well fight the winner, mate. I'll call out the winner.
Call out Jake Paul.
You can be my manager, bro. Yeah,
100%. As long as I get a 50% cut. Yeah,
just make sure it's on the percentage. Yeah, but man, I'm calling out the winner, mate. Fuck it. But nah. But yeah, So, I mean, again, I ain't got nothing against the fight. I think it's a good bit of entertainment. And if Tyson was fighting, like a current fighter, then it'll be more danger. It'll be more of a, it'll be a bit, a lot of people will be afraid, innit?
And obviously,
for Tyson's health.
putting it on Netflix makes sense because again, a lot of people already have subscription. They can just watch it anytime.
Yeah, even me, I've got a prescription, so
again,
I won't have to bug any cousin or thing. Oh, let me give me your password, mate.
Exactly. That's it. It makes it accessible for people basically to watch the whole card. It's actually a good idea.
I'm gonna be watching that because I've got an account for Netflix. Big up Netflix.
That's it. And again, Jake Paul together with his brother. I think Logan Paul is his other brother, and Logan, they kind of. I always mix them up.
Who's the older one?
I think it's Logan's the older one. I think, but they look the same to me because they're like both blonde, like these like American
like
twins, literally. Yeah, and you can't really make much of them. They look very similar.
But how did they Because I don't know their background. How did they get famous? What what happened?
I think they were obviously.
They're not got no combat experience. What is it? Just YouTube?
No, they just literally.
Have they been in a movie or?
No. They were just YouTubers.
Have they made like a little track or?
No. I think they're YouTubers. They're quite big YouTubers.
Okay.
Then what happened is, I think one of them, I forget it was Jake or Logan, one of them, they kind of affected YouTube really badly in a negative way, where there's like this old school case where he was in Japan, he was living in Japan or visiting Japan at the time. He ended up going with his camcorder in some dodgy haunted woods, hoping to find some, I don't know, ghosts or something stupid, really silly. And he ended up finding some poor Japanese guy that had committed suicide, and he was dangling from some tree, and he filmed this and he uploaded it on YouTube.
Bloody
and obviously,
he actually filmed it.
He actually filmed. Yeah, he did that.
Wow.
And the problem
in Japan.
Yeah, in Japan.
Wow. How long ago was that?
Years ago now.
Whoa.
This is many years ago, and this was one of the big original YouTube scandals. Because once that broke, what the net result was what happened is that not only he suffered penalties, meaning YouTube obviously took action, but a lot of the advertisers, they used to give loads of money to YouTube and to YouTubers. They basically said, wait a minute, I think this is bad for our brand, it's bad for our reputation, and they basically pulled a lot of money, pulled out of YouTube.
Jake Paul fucked it up, man.
Yeah, basically he did, and all of the people who are YouTube content creators, they were mad at the Paul brothers.
I can imagine.
They were proper upset because that affected everyone's money, basically. In essence, they messed people's money up, and people say that after that incident, it's never been the same. Meaning that the money amount that the creators have made has always decreased year on year, basically after that, and that was the first big scandal that broke, especially when it comes to advertising and revenue. And ever since then, YouTube's been super spooked, and that's why you can't swear anymore. You can't have any,
you ain't got a lot of freedom now.
You ain't got no freedom now under Daddy freedom. YouTube. They literally govern everything with an iron hand and an iron fist because they want to protect that money.
Oh, that's mad.
So
so Jake Paul, he probably got in a bit of trouble. But going back onto the fight, then
I think, to be fair, if Mike Tyson's got anything left of the old Mike Tyson, he's gonna smash Paul into bits. Simply because I've watched Paul fight a couple of times, including some recent fights that he puts on these misfit type shows together with the guy that they're in partnership with. The bottles of Prime that they sell, the drink. They've got the other gentleman that also fights with them, whose name now eludes me for this exact second. But basically, just a bunch of YouTubers, and they all fight each other. And I understand the hype, obviously. If there's fans of a particular YouTuber, them having beef with another YouTuber, that obviously makes the anticipation more. You get all these weird characters fighting each other, like Salt, Pappy, and
quite a lot of them. They've got quite a lot of followers.
They do.
I think they probably pay-per-view it, and
exactly, and then they make good money.
Their followers and everything might want to watch the fight.
And they're smart. They stack actual real fighters on the undercard as well, so they give a chance to really good fighters. I think someone like Amanda Serrano is on record as saying that Jake Paul basically saved her career simply because she wasn't making that much money, she wasn't earning that much in sort of female boxing.
I mean, a lot of people, Jake and Logan, a lot of people don't really like them, innit? Or I think they rub people up the wrong way or whatever. But
especially boxing purists. I think boxing purists specifically don't like them because they think the whole thing's a bit of a circus. And the same thing about them fighting a retired UFC fighter. I think it was one of them fought Tyrone Woodley, who back in the days used to be a good UFC fighter.
He knocked him out, innit?
He knocked him out in spectacular fashion, to the point where people thought maybe Tyrone Woodley took a dive simply because they couldn't believe that someone like one of the Paul brothers would be able to beat a experienced UFC operator, someone that was actually genuinely good at mixed martial arts. But again, I mean, they thought even Mayweather had a fight with one of these guys, and they couldn't do anything with Mayweather because Mayweather's skills are still so good.
That like I remember I watched a bit of that fight. I think Jake Paul or whatever. He was like massive in it on Fight Night.
Huge in size wise. So you can't beat someone who's basically a blown up welterweight.
Yeah, obviously, like he's got a lot of followers, and a lot of like people like Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren. They have mentioned that he's quite a smart guy, and he's good at promoting, and he's quite a clever guy. And
yeah, they've managed to monetize their big followings. Like they've got large followings on YouTube, on other streaming platforms like Twitch, etc. So they're able to parlay that into a lot of excitement, a lot of pay-per-view buys, and they've got a dedicated young fan base that comes to watch them live and also buy the pay-per-view. So
definitely, I can't remember if the fight will have 3-minute rounds or two.
That's a good point.
I think it's 2 minutes actually, because I think I watched Tyson in the interview, and he was saying that we're training for when they spar they do 3 minutes instead of 2. The fight will be 2 minutes, I think it was.
Yeah, and that will actually help Tyson, right? Having shorter rounds, that means that he doesn't gas out as easily, which means he can throw more punches, which means
I watched
danger. Jake Paul's in danger.
Innit, mate? Hopefully, Jake Paul gets beaten up, man. Hopefully,
exactly. I mean, I'm sure we both are big Mike Tyson fans from back in the day, so we want to see Mike do well and smash.
Definitely, we want Mike
Paul.
Tyson to beat the shit out of Jake Paul.
Exactly.
And then, all them Jake Paul fans can go home crying.
That's the one.
Jake Paul's up against the beast. He might be obviously an older beast now, but Tyson, he can still fight. He can still punch.
The old line is I
watched a few clips of him training, man. He looks good, especially for his age. Again, he looks good because he's been doing it his entire life. He's been, fighting's been his life, man.
100%.
So he's still got the technique because, again, when Tyson in his prime, he had beautiful technique, man. He was untouchable in his prime.
Yeah, and power stays. That's the last thing to go, right? So he still has the power. You would think that if he connects flush.
Look at George Foreman, the oldest heavyweight champion in history, man. When he clocked Michael Moorer, Michael Moorer, mate, the referee should have gave Michael Moorer a pillow, mate, because he wasn't getting up from that. George, man. George, even like at that age, the guy could punch, man.
Yeah, and I think he was a big underdog then. Like nobody expected him. Nobody expected him to become a heavyweight champion
again. They're thinking he's fighting a young, fresh,
hungry lion,
strong heavyweight who's hungry as well. So they thought George might be, the boat might be past his boat, mate, or something.
That's exactly it. But then again, like George Foreman was such a big, heavy puncher that he stunned Michael Moore.
Innit? Yeah, proper, man.
Michael Moore had that look of surprise on his face when he was down. He was like, "Where did this come from?" Yeah, just like a thunderbolt from the blue, innit?
So, like, Jake, obviously, like with Jake Paul and his team, they're moving him smartly. They're being a bit tactical because obviously they want to make money, but they don't want Jake Paul to end up in hospital. They don't want him to fight someone who will bash him up, give him a good beating. Obviously Tyson can do that, but again with Tyson they're thinking he's an old guy. If Jake Paul keeps away from him, because Jake Paul ain't gonna go toe to toe, is he?
No, 100% not. And also that's the other.
He might be crazy, but I don't know if
he's not that stupid. No.
So he ain't gonna fight toe to toe, man. I reckon if he tries to fight toe to toe, Tyson will clock him definitely. And I think once he feels the punch, he might think, you know what, shit, I better do a bit of back foot movement there.
That's it. And also, like, he's not going to fight anyone that's, like, younger but still retired. Like, for instance, someone like David Hay, right? There's no way he's going to fight someone like that. Yeah, I mean,
David Hay, he'll probably get injured, so Jake Paul
You actually say he'd do better.
You never know, David Hay, good shot, by the way, but David Hay, man, he's injury prone. You never know. His finger might get injured, or
his toe's gonna flare up again.
Yeah, one of his toes might get hurt again. So you never know. Jake Paul might have a shot in that.
Yeah, that's the thing with David Hay, because David Hay's still young enough, and he's still he likes the limelight. He likes publicity. He likes the whole YouTube thing.
Yeah, definitely.
David would jump in given the chance, I'm sure, because he'd fancy his chances against someone like Jake Paul. You'd think he'd smash Jake Paul to bits.
Well, probably be a good fight,
think, right?
I would. Yeah. David Hay, the thing with David Hay, man, the guy knows how to promote, man. He says the right things. When he's like building up to a fight,
he'll be entertaining.
mate, he knows how to push buttons. He does. He's a smart guy, and I think he would the promotion to that would be quite good. It'd be quite funny.
It'd be funny as hell. It'd be hilarious because again, Mike Tyson's probably one of the biggest names in sort of boxing in general, and he transcends boxing. Everyone knows Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
So from that point of view, that's probably the biggest name he could have gone after, like after the whole Mayweather thing.
Yeah, because we both know that he would never fight a prime. Come on, man.
He would never occur to him in a million years.
The team will probably say to him, nah, man.
Forget it. You end up in hospital with brain damage, basically.
End up in the dirt, mate.
So it's some things are not worth it, even for all the money in the world, right? Like that's one of the things that you would not want to take on prime Mike Tyson.
It's like if a promoter said to me, "Look, we give you £1 million, but you got to take a punch for
a prime Mike Tyson."
Mike Tyson, mate. No way.
There's no. What's the use of £1 million
when you're a vegetable? What's the point? Will I be alive to spend it, or will I I might be paralyzed.
Yeah, there's no way. There's no way you'd enjoy that money. So it's not worth it. And
definitely.
Yeah, and then again, it's one of those things that these misfits type shows, they're entertaining. I see the attraction for the general public, but for us, like boxing fans or boxing purists, people looking at it with skeptical eyes, saying that I'd love to see you fight someone current, just as a comparison thing. Like not even someone that's a world champion, but someone that's like a decent / active fighter. It would be super interesting to see how well they'd be able to do against an actual real pro who's still, not past their best type of thing.
Yeah.
That would be like fascinating.
Definitely, innit? Yeah.
Because think about it, like who's big in either cruiserweight or even a light heavy, someone like Beterbiev or Dmitry Bivol. I mean, Beterbiev is 39 now.
Yeah.
If Beterbiev fought Jake Paul, how many seconds or how many rounds would you give Jake Paul?
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't think Jake Paul will take them dangerous fight. I don't think he will.
Beterbiev would break all the bones in his body.
If he can make enough money fighting a retired, like an old retired Mike Tyson, if he can make a lot of money, why are you gonna go for like an active guy and he's champion?
Yeah, because just because these guys have an ego in it and they want to prove to themselves that they can do it. He'll get
battered. What the Jake Paul fanboys don't know is that if he fights a proper fighter, mate, you are gonna get battered. Your face will get rearranged, and you're not gonna be. They're not. How are they gonna market him? The plastic surgery might help, I think, maybe.
It could be his new sponsor.
Yeah, man.
Episode of our podcast sponsored by a plastic surgery.
Yeah, because I don't know what these Jake Paul fans think. They're probably going to think, Jake Paul's going to knock him out.
He'll have to go to Turkey to have all his teeth put back in.
Yeah. Plus, every end of the day, you don't know even what's in the contract. In the contract, it might be a thing where Tyson you can't try to knock him out, or you don't know, innit?
Yeah, that's true. Again, as we as fans,
there's a lot of stipulations in contracts that people don't know about. A lot of things will surprise
surprise you, 100%.
I remember when Tony Bellew and David Hay, when them were fighting, that was a wicked fight, and Tony Bellew in the press conference was like, in the contract he's a diva. He wanted to put his name first. He wanted to walk out second and blah blah. He was asking for the demands and stuff. Really diva-ish, and But David Hay, like a few people have said that about him as well, isn't it?
Yeah. To be fair, like some boxers are known for being very demanding when it comes to
I remember when he was telling the story on TV, like a fan. Like older gentleman approached him, and he was like, "Can I have an autograph?" He goes, "You got to do 10 push-ups." He goes, "You got to do 10." And
the poor old guy probably couldn't do one.
He goes, the guy got there. He goes, he had one more left to do or something. He goes, he failed. He couldn't do it. And then David Hayes like, "Oh, I'm not giving you your autograph." And then he was
that's so mean,
right? He was in a sports show. I forgot the name of the program. And Andrew Flintoff was there. Andrew Flintoff like shaking his head. He's thinking, "What the hell?"
What an idiot, basically.
And he weren't even joking. At first, they probably thought,
it's just a bit of banter.
He's having a little laugh or whatever. But you weren't joking. So
flipping out.
But David Hay, the diva.
Yeah, that's he's known for it. But I was gonna say, so your final
if
prediction.
David Hay comes out of retirement, we can have a misfits fight.
Misfits fight with David Hay.
I reckon I'll win. I reckon he'll get injured.
He'll get injured and pull out.
I reckon if I stay away from his right hand,
he'll get injured at some point. His ankle's gonna go away.
I'll just need to train to stay away from
him.
And then I reckon he'll get injured, man. innit? What do you reckon? Kick him in
Just-
the toe.
it might
Step on his toe. Man.
Might be a bad luck, T, that just for one night and one night only, he might be injury free. And then it'll be a long
Shit,
night. Long
my
night.
Lord, I like that. Yeah, that brother. Prime day. Like I'm not gonna lie. You obviously know, yeah, that I'm not a big David. I'm not a big David Hay fan. I'm not gonna lie. But a prime David Hay was dangerous, man.
Of course
And
he was.
even I rate the prime David Hay. He was a dangerous fighter.
Hellacious puncher. Just
man.
unexpected
Bloody hell.
angles, quick, explosive, speed, power,
He was wicked. Yeah,
confidence.
Yeah.
He had it all.
For me, he went downhill after the Klitschko fight. I think it was.
Yeah, and injuries and stuff
and everything.
started taking their toll, of course.
Yeah, and certain other things he used to say. But I remember when the famous one that to this day makes me laugh when he goes to, when he was fighting Orderly.
Oh, Fraudley, yeah.
Fraudley.
Fraudley, I remember
When
that.
he was fighting Fraudley, yeah. He's like he was on a BBC show or something. I can't remember with him and Audrey was there, and he was like, "This fight is gonna be one-sided like a gang
Grape, yeah, I remember that. That's one of the dodgiest things to say, like live TV or television.
You know what? That made me laugh, man.
But to be fair, it was very one-sided. So I suppose he was justified in his poor Orderly. He just waited and waited, didn't he? Like, was it round 3 or 4 or something? He just waited and waited.
Papa talked up that fight, man, and at some point the fans were like,
yes, he can. Yes, he can.
He might be able to do it. He might be able to do it.
It's like, no, you can't. No, that's the commentator at the end. No, you can't.
I forgot what commentator was.
That was so funny. It was just to recap. No, you can't.
Innit? But yeah, so hopefully Mike Tyson will beat the shit out of Jake
Paul.
But you never know. It might be like a friendly one. 'Cause deep down, Jake Paul's he's actually a big Mike Tyson fan, man.
Guaranteed he is. Yeah, everyone does. Everyone loves Mike Tyson.
He loves him, and I remember in the press conference, he was like doing all that to Mike Tyson. And it was very funny, man. I was like, bloody hell.
It's all like a WWE act, isn't it? It's not real.
Tyson looked like he was having fun, man. It's good to see Tyson back, though. It's not obviously a professional fight, but it's good to see him back.
Because did Tyson ever do wrestling? Like a WWE? He ever did that?
Funny enough, he actually appeared in... back then, I think it was called the WWF. I think it was.
Oh, okay, back then.
Yeah, and he appeared in it, and he came into the ring, and Vince McMahon was there. He was the owner of the WWE. The owner, and then they're like all having a chat, and then Stone Cold comes out, innit?
Stone Cold
was the man, bruh. Stone Cold Steve Austin make the rattlesnake, and then the rattlesnake comes out, and he jumps in the ring, and he's like, "Yeah, I respect you, Mike, but when you're in this ring, you're fucking with Stone Cold Steve Austin." Like, it was mad. The crowd going wild, bro. And then
that must have been fun.
They had a little beef in the ring. That weren't pre-planned, apparently.
Oh, okay, it just happened.
Because Stone Cold got into Tyson's face. He put his 2 fingers up, and then that's when Tyson flipped. He pushed him, and there was a big fucking.
Oh, it was like big people trying to separate them.
The fans were going mad, and then. After that, they made up, and Tyson was actually a Stone Cold fan himself. And then they had like a little matchup with Stone Cold and Tyson versus Shawn Michaels and a guy called, I think it was Triple H.
Oh shit!
It was like a tag team match.
And
I think Tyson knocked him out, man. Yeah, I can't remember.
That would have been scripted as well, isn't it?
Yeah. That's when wrestling used to be good, man. That's when wrestling had attitude and the characters and everything.
It was funny, yeah. No, that sounds like Tyson's definitely done it. I knew like Mayweather done.
Mayweather actually fought Big Show, yeah.
Oh, he did, yeah.
Because Big Show, when they had like a little face-off thing in the ring, and then Big Show like went down on his knees, and then Mayweather punched him, innit? So the funny thing was because people didn't know, is it fake? Is it fake blood?
Is it real, yeah.
But the story was, I think it was, between them, they said backstage, all right, I'm going to bend down, you punch me in the face, blah, blah, blah. And, and then Mayweather was like, what, how should I punch you? Should I punch you softly? Should I punch you hard? And the guy's like, punch me, innit? Give me a good shot. Don't worry, I'm a big guy or whatever, yeah?
Yeah, Big Show's massive, yeah.
And then what Mayweather done? Mayweather actually broke his nose.
What? That bad?
Mayweather actually broke his nose. Mayweather was, I don't know, I think they were saying hit him in the face or whatever. He actually hit him in the nose.
He could have hit him like on the side or the cheek or something, innit? Like
he actually busted his nose. After that, Big Show got a bit pissed, innit? And then obviously he ran away. He ran out of the ring. Eventually they had a fight, man.
I thought it was like grab him and slam him or something out of anger and frustration.
Wrestling's a good form of entertainment, but for the people that don't know, it is like all pre-planned and
Yeah. I mean, it's pure entertainment. It's all scripted. It's scripted. Yeah, so it's like a show in it.
Unlike boxing, and hopefully unlike the fight shouldn't be scripted, and hopefully you'll play out see how it playing out. But yeah, it's good to see Tyson in the ring, and yeah, definitely, man. Tyson again in his prime, he was a beast.
Yeah, we're hoping that Mike is safe and everyone gets to go home to their families and stuff.
So what's your prediction then?
I'd say Tyson by knockout, man.
Tyson by knockout.
I have to go for Tyson by knockout because I can't see Mike going in there thinking, I'm just going to outpoint Jake Paul. I think he's going to try to take his head off for a couple of rounds.
I don't even know how many rounds it is. I'm not.
That's the thing. I don't know either. But I can't imagine it'd be too many rounds because obviously his age as well. Probably like 6 or 8 rounds or something like that.
I think
it won't be like 10 or 12. That's
4, 6 or 8.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that.
It's an exhibition. It's like so it's not.
I think it is 2 minute per round, but I personally think the only way Mike Tyson won't get a knockout is it could be the cobwebs and the ring rust, or it could be Jake Paul. He's fleeing the whole fight, man.
Yeah, he might
just trying to survive.
When he gets hits once or twice and feels the power,
he's just trying to survive. And then hopefully he'll probably think, look, if I make this guy chase me around, hopefully by round 2, 3 or whatever, you'll slow down a bit. Once you slow down, I can maybe hold my feet a bit. Maybe, I don't know, a bit of tactics. I'm not too sure. I don't even know who's training Jake Paul.
God knows, I don't even know.
Who's training him for the death sentence?
No idea, no clue. But again, it's probably he's probably got his own trainers there somewhere.
I don't know too much, but I can imagine all the Jake Paul fans, the fanboys and the fangirls all going to be crying in the
comments. Don't say that about Jake Paul.
And that's what you get, mate. You're trying to get in a stepping ring. You step into a ring
with a legend like Tyson.
A legend. Hopefully, the legend will give him a good beating.
Yep, that's it. And stay tuned for the next episode of T&N TV.
Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you drop your comments. Let us know what you think.
Exactly.
And definitely, make sure you subscribe and stay tuned. Or we're gonna send Noda over to get you if you don't subscribe.
That's
We'll come
it
for you.
Right.